The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free is 800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And our main site is www.xzoneradiotv.com. We're going to be talking about illegal immigration this hour. My guest this hour is Jim Gilchrist. He is the founder and president of the Minuteman Project. Now, the Minuteman Project, the controversial civilian patrol that came into prominence about a decade ago, is riding out of retirement in a bid to help tackle the illegal immigration crisis at the Mexican border. The group, which patrolled parts of the 2,000-mile border from 2005 to 2010, acting as an unarmed and unsanctioned eyes and ears of the Border Patrol, is trying to recruit a force of thousands to help keep illegal immigrants from making their way into the United States from Mexico. Now, Minuteman founder and president Jim Gilchrist said preparation for Operation Normandy will take place over the next 10 months as the dormant group seeks to recruit and organize as many as 3,500 volunteers. Joining me this hour is Jim Gilchrist himself, the founder and president of the Minuteman Project. And Jim, welcome to the X-Zone.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to your program.
I have to tell you, Jim, these are trying times. I don't think you can turn on any news channel without hearing about the children that are, finding their way to the border. And it's causing basically a mess in Washington because nobody knows what to do. And yet the law is very specific. As the president of the Minuteman Project, what is your take on what is happening today, and why is it being allowed to continue?
Certainly. My take is that these children, aged, some of them unborn, they're in the wombs of expectant mothers, and some of them is into their 30s. But let's talk about the children under age 18. They are essentially, and the expecting mothers, they essentially are the human shields. Mm-hmm. They're being used as human shields by people on both sides of the border with Mexico in the United States and south of the United States, whose agenda is to literally transfer as many millions of people from Mexico and Central America into the United States as possible. Why are they human shields? Well, in this contest to find out if we truly are a nation of laws, they are being used, put up front, knowing that the United States will not deport them. We will not do anything but provide for them food, shelter, certainly needed medical attention in many of the cases, and I'm all for that. We're not in the business of letting people die in the streets in this country. We're not supposed to be anyway. There are exceptions. I'll get to that later. And the proponents of illegal immigrants, whether it be the churches, construction industry, agribusinesses, Congressman Louis Gutierrez of Illinois, who is super pro illegal immigration. As they encourage more of this, these children again are being used as human shields. They will anchor themselves into the United States. They will not be deported. There is no way you can convince me that they will be deported, even though the law specifically says that they must. They will not. They will be scattered throughout the United States into foreign enclaves that are already established, predominantly the Central American enclaves, and they will be actually the source point for chain migration. That means for every illegal alien that is in the United States, my estimate is about 12 and maybe as many as 24 other illegal aliens end up in the United States within a few years. They come here illegally. They have a contact point. Usually it'll start with relatives and then friends of the relatives and then their friends and then their relatives, so on and so forth. So we have millions of people migrating here illegally from all around the world, but more likely from Mexico and Central America.
All right, Jim,
that's
please.
My take on what these kids are.
Jim, stand by. You and I have to take a 2-minute commercial break. Exonation, my guest this hour is Jim Gilchrist. He is the founder and president of the Minuteman Project. Their website is www.minutemanproject.com. Jim and I return in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Explanation, Jim Gilchrist is our special guest. He is the founder and president of the Minuteman Project. Their website is www.minutemanproject.com. Jim has accused the Obama administration of not taking illegal immigration seriously, noting the nearly 60,000 unaccompanied children, mostly from Central America, that have been apprehended along the border since October the 1st. Separately, more than 39,000 immigrants, primarily mothers and children, have also been arrested in that same period. The massive influx has come despite a doubling to more than 21,000 in the number of Border Patrol agents over the past decade. Jim said the increase is welcome, but faulted the agency for deploying the new hires in the wrong places. Now, a little bit about Jim. He is, as I said, the founder of the multi-ethnic Minuteman Project. He started it on October the 1st, 2004, after years of frustrated efforts trying to get a neglectful U.S. government to simply enforce existing immigration laws. Now, Jim is a veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps and recipient of the Purple Heart Award for wounds sustained while serving with an infantry unit in Vietnam. From 1968 to 1969. Jim is a passionate defender of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and an avid supporter of law enforcement organizations. And Jim, you were quoted as saying, "The problem is not going away, and if the government cannot take care of it and protect us, then it's clearly our duty and obligation to do it for them." With the National Guard now, I believe, being deployed or going to be deployed along the border, is this enough?
No, and it never will be enough, because this is just another smokescreen laid out by, in this case, our president and just about every person in the Democratic Party who are behind this literal transfer of prospective new voters into the country from all over the world. What I expect to be done is the president will encourage more law enforcement, but nothing will be done. Governor Perry will send 1,000 National Guardsmen to the border, who will probably do the babysitting that the Border Patrol have done, relieving about 1,000 of them to go back to the border. And we will still have the same problem, because this human shield wave is simply taking advantage of our legal system. They are the literal vanguard of a much, much larger invasion, because they can get away with coming here illegally. You could have 100 million border agents on that border, but if kids from countries other than Mexico and other than Canada, under the current law, come here, there's nothing you can do except let them in, and then put them through the process of fingerprinting, find out if they're criminals, make sure that they're healthy, and if they're not, they get the appropriate medical treatment. Then they are cited to appear in front of an immigration judge anywhere from 10 days to 90 days after they're released into society. More than 90% never, ever, ever show up. You've essentially released 90% of them into society, knowing that they will never show up for that hearing. The 10% that do show up, 80% of them never comply with the judge's determination that they should be repatriated. They leave the courtroom and they vanish, never, ever to have to be held accountable for contempt of court. And this has been going on for decades. This is not a new thing. Our politicians know it. Only a handful of